everybody, and welcome back to my show. I am so excited today. I have the powerhouse couple, Andrea and Ray Auld, here from Auld Brewing Company. They are here to talk about what it really takes and what it's really like to be in business with your spouse. So I am super pumped to have them here today. Andrea, Ray, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us, Gary.
What are some of the biggest challenges that you would say you face being a husband and wife business partners?
One of the biggest things is, Andrea and I are both different people. And so when you go into business together, you have to understand the strengths of one another. And you can lie to yourself the whole way and say, well, I think, my spouse is this or my spouse is that. But when it comes down to the nuts and bolts of what each person can actually do, you have to be very honest with yourself and say, this person is suited for this role and this person is suited for that role. And that's a hard conversation to have sometimes, because in your mind, you tell yourself, well, I'm capable of doing whatever. I have a very, unlimited potential. And sometimes that's not necessarily the truth. So it's, for Andrea and I both, it's been very sobering to kind of have that conversation and look into the mirror and have an onion peeling session, if you will. And just
has that been like a one-time conversation, or do you have these kind of conversations on an ongoing or multiple?
Nearly every day. Just to add to that is that as a married couple too, you know what they can do, and you also know what they can't do.
Yeah.
And so to be unforgiving is not ideal in a business partnership. You really have to learn to forgive one another and start fresh every day.
So how do you guys decide who's going to do what? How do you really identify what your strengths are and then put yourself into a position where you're handling the things that are kind of in line with your strengths?
When we started this process, Andrea and I both looked at the business and said, obviously, I'm the brewer, and that role was immediately determined. But who would pick up the extra pieces of the puzzle was undetermined. And so through attrition and figuring out what each person is good at, Andrea has picked up, I would say, a lot of the quote unquote CEO roles. So she handles all the HR, all of the budgeting, all of the forecasting, all of the CEO type things that keep Auld Brewing in the forefront of people. And I of course handle the manufacturing of the beer, everything that happens from recipe formulation all the way out to packaging. And then I deal with vendors in some way, shape, or form.
I think that identifies what we do. When we came to that conclusion, though, it was as the business progressed. So learning each other, we weren't together prior to, but learning who we were in our own business. It's different when you're on the company. Decisions are made less half-heartedly. Yeah. And so as we learn how to run the business, we're learning what each other should be doing to make it the best business we can make.
Well, as I told you guys, this show goes fast. 5 minutes goes fast, but I'd love to end the show today with you guys giving some advice to those couples out there, people that are, in relationships that are thinking about or deciding to go into business together. What advice do you have for them?
I think understanding the business that you're going into is key. And then knowing that things aren't going to remain the way you lined it up in your business plan or discussions at your dining room table. Things are going to change, and to be pliable with those changes. And then I would also, recommend that at the end of the day, they hang it on that trouble tree and separate that home life from that business.
Yeah.
And then you can really flourish in one or the other and have it not trickle into the business or the marriage.
Yeah.
Defined lines between business and relationship, and no conflict of those two things.
Yeah. That's some good stuff. I'm not going into business with my husband. Just saying. Okay. That's some really good stuff. So you guys, thank you so much. That's some very, very valuable information. And as you guys know, I adore you guys. And cheers. I got myself, maybe it's a beer.
Look at that glass.
Thank you so much for being on the show. It's been great, and I can't wait to get to your restaurant and check it out.